It was the snowiest morning of the year when Lily and her best friend, Pip the puppy, finished building their perfect snowman. He had a carrot for a nose, two shiny black buttons for eyes, and even a cozy red scarf wrapped around his neck. Lily stood back, hands on her hips, admiring their creation. "There," she said proudly. "Meet Sir Frostington the Magnificent." Pip let out a happy bark, his tail wagging like a metronome. Woof, woof. They had worked so hard, rolling the big snowballs, stacking them just right, and adding all the final touches. Sir Frostington looked truly splendid, standing tall and proud in the center of the snowy backyard. Lily gave him a final pat, feeling very pleased with their morning's work. But just a little while later, something strange began to happen. Drip, drip, drip. A tiny puddle was forming at Sir Frostington's base. Something was terribly wrong. Sir Frostington was melting. Lily gasped, her eyes wide with alarm. "Pip, look!" she cried, pointing. "His scarf is sliding off. His carrot nose is drooping." It was true. The magnificent snowman was starting to look a little sad and saggy. Pip trotted closer, his little black nose twitching. He sniffed the air around the snowman. Sniff, sniff, snuffle. Then he let out a curious whine. His nose wiggled and twitched again. He smelled something warm, something sweet, something mysterious floating on the winter breeze. Lily leaned down. "Is it a clue, Pip? Are you on the case?" Pip barked in response. "Let's follow it," Lily declared, her eyes shining with excitement. A new mission had begun, the case of the melting snowman. Lily, the head detective, and Pip, the lead investigator, started their search. The playful mystery music would be perfect here as the camera pans across the yard, showing the scene of the crime. Soon they spotted a trail, tiny, watery footprints leading away from the snowman and toward the house. Lily knelt down for a closer look. "Footprints," she whispered. "Made of melted snow? This is getting strange." The footprints were so small, almost like a fairy had walked through the yard. Pip, however, was not confused. He was energized. He let out an excited bark, his tail thumping against the snow. Woof! He knew they were on the right track. The trail of watery footprints led them straight across the frosty lawn, right to the back door, and inside the cozy, warm kitchen. The moment they stepped inside, a wave of warmth and delicious smells washed over them. The kitchen was glowing with a soft golden light. And there, standing over a steaming pot on the stove, was Mom! She turned around with a cheerful smile. "Oh, hi, detectives! What brings you in from the cold?" Lily, still in full investigative mode, announced, "Mom, our snowman is melting and we're looking for clues." Pip, meanwhile, had already solved the final piece of the puzzle. "Woof!" he barked, his nose pointing directly at the stove. "Sniff, sniff, cinnamon." He had found the source of the warm, sweet smell that had drifted across the yard. Mom was making warm apple cider, and the steam from the big pot was wafting out the slightly open kitchen window, drifting right toward Sir Frostington. Mom looked from the pot to Lily's serious face and chuckled. "Looks like my warm-hearted cider might have been the culprit in this mystery." Lily giggled, the mystery finally solved. So that's why he was melting. The steam from the cider was too warm for him. It wasn't a villain after all, just a delicious drink making the whole house feel cozy. They decided Sir Frostington wouldn't mind sharing his fate, especially if it meant everyone could enjoy a treat together. Mom smiled and poured 3 small mugs of the steaming apple cider. One for her, one for Lily, and a tiny, cooled-down saucer for Pip. They all gathered by the window, sipping their warm drinks while watching gentle snowflakes drift down outside, blanketing the yard in a fresh layer of white. Lily looked out at their slowly melting friend and said softly, "Don't worry, Sir Frostington. We'll rebuild you tomorrow, even bigger and better." Pip let out a contented sigh, a happy little woof escaping his lips. And so the case of the melting snowman was solved, with a warm, cozy, and delicious ending for everyone.